व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Number 5 onwards. Vivikta deshe cha. So there is a slight glitch with the Zoom these days, and should get all right today, I think, but it's not. So we will get cut off in 40 minutes. The Zoom session will terminate in 40 minutes. Let's just come back as you've come this time. Just come back and we'll continue. Okay? The recording may also have to be restarted. विविक्तदेशे च सुखासनस्थः
विविक्तदेशे च सुखासनस्थः
शुचिः समग्रीव शिरः शरीरः
शुचिः समग्रीव शिरः शरीरः
अन्त्याश्रमस्तः सकलेन्द्रियाणि
अन्त्याश्रमस्तः सकलेन्द्रियाणि
निरुध्य भक्त्या स्वगुरुं प्रणम्य
निरुध्य भक्त्या स्वगुरुं प्रणम्य
हृत्पुण्डरीकं विरजं विशुद्धम्
हृत्पुण्डरीकं विरजं विशुद्धम्
विचिन्त्य मध्ये विशदं विशोकम्
विचिन्त्य मध्ये विशदं विशोकम्
अचिन्त्यमव्यक्तमनन्तरूपम्
अचिन्त्यमव्यक्तमनन्तरूपम्
शिवं प्रशान्तममृतं ब्रह्मयोनिम्
शिवं प्रशान्तममृतं ब्रह्मयोनिम्
तथाधिमध्यान्तविहीनमेकम्
तथादिमध्यान्तविहीनमेकम्
विभुं चिदानन्दमरूपमद्भुतम्
विभुं चिदानन्दमरूपमद्भुतम्
उमासहायं परमेश्वरं प्रभुम्
उमासहायं परमेश्वरं प्रभुम्
त्रिलोचनं नीलकण्ठं प्रशान्तम्
त्रिलोचनं नीलकण्ठं प्रशान्तम्
ध्यात्वा मुनिर्गच्छति भूतयोनिम्
ध्यात्वा मुनिर्गच्छति भूतयोनिम्
समस्तसाक्षिं तमसः परस्तात्
समस्तसाक्षिं तमसः परस्तात्
स ब्रह्मा स शिवः सेन्द्रः
स ब्रह्मा स शिवः सेन्द्रः
सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट्
सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट्
स एव विष्णुः स प्राणः
स एव विष्णुः स प्राणः
स कालोऽग्निः स चन्द्रमाः
स कालोऽग्निः स चन्द्रमाः
स एव सर्वं यद्भूतम्
स एव सर्वं यद्भूतम्
यच्च भव्यं सनातनम्
यच्च भव्यं सनातनम्
ज्ञात्वा तं मृत्युमत्येति
ज्ञात्वा तं मृत्युमत्येति
नान्यः पन्था विमुक्तये
नान्यः पन्था विमुक्तये
So we were looking at this mantra number 9. Sa eva sarvam yad bhutam yaccha bhavyam. We completed discussing that. Yad bhutam yaccha bhavyam. These are all typical usages in our Shastra. Nityam is eternal, we say. But that Nityam means Yad Bhutam Yaccha Bhavyam also. It is independent of time and it is also manifest as all periods of time. It is manifest as the Jagat. All these are words that come very often in our Shastra. So we saw that. Yad Bhutam Yaccha Bhavyam Utamritatvaseshanaha Purusha Sukta. So we were exploring that idea of time. And said that and understood that time is a concept. At the end of the day, time is a concept. A child, a growing child does not have an idea of time. Experiment with this. If you have not done it, you think about it. You may not have thought about it, but a child won't understand what you're talking. It takes a while. Tomorrow you have to go to school. That tomorrow idea itself, it takes a while for the child to get. Initially, children won't, babies and all, of course, won't understand. But this idea of tomorrow, day after tomorrow, yesterday, all these ideas, the child won't understand because that projection is not ready yet. The child is not ready to project that idea. That to conceptualize the idea is not there. And in deep sleep, of course, time idea is not there. Dream, we have an idea of time. It's called dream time. It's a different scale altogether. Different scale. Things move very fast. We are born, we grow up, we study, we do great, and we become millionaires, and then we grow old also. Everything in a few 1 minute or something, it happens. I don't know. This is just so amazing if you think about all the research they have done on the dream and all. And so, so we saw that idea of time is very well studied by our Shastra. And as far as Vedanta is concerned, we don't have to analyze dreams so much. We don't have to do research in dream and things like that. It is enough for us to know that time is a projection. Time is a mental projection. And all of us take it as Satyam. Vedanta says that is also Mithya. Time is also Mithya, like anything else, like our pot. And so, then he says Sanatanam. And therefore this Brahma is Sanatanam. It is not, it is timeless. Brahma is timeless. We looked at the duration of the present. Duration of the present. And we found that the present, really speaking, cannot have a duration. You have to fix the duration of anything. You have to fix. And then you can talk about the past. The past 1 year you can talk about. Past decade you can talk about. Because you have to fix it. But if you talk about the present is a very fungible thing. It all depends on what present you're talking about. Present century, present decade, present minute, present week, today. Okay. This class and then this moment. This momentum is what? So everything has a duration there. And so, but the durationless present is the Sanatanam. It is timeless. Then, Jnatva tam mrityum atyeti. Again, that is something unique to our Shastram. Tam Jnatva. Having understood Brahma. He doesn't say tam kritva. Having worked for Brahma, he doesn't say. Because karma doesn't apply where there is ignorance. When ignorance is the problem, karma has no role to play. That's why he says not kritva, jnatva. Jnatva means having understood, having clearly understood that Brahma. That Brahma, but that Brahma is this Atma. So having clearly understood that it is not some object Brahma, it is the subject, this the nature of the subject also. Mrityum atyeti. So this idea of mrityuhu, martyaha, amartyaha, amrityuhu, all these things come. And it is just some few months ago that we completed Kathopanishad, where we found that Mrityu is not to be feared so much. Why? Because he's a very knowledgeable guy. Yama is very knowledgeable. So you can't, it is a blessing in fact. Nachiketa went and approached Yama. So therefore, if Nachiketa could approach Yama, why not me also? Right? And so here, this often what is called immortality.
Guruji, you are muted.
We
Audio
can't hear
is
you, Guruji.
You are
voice
muted.
is not
Huh?
We
your
can't hear
voice is
you.
not heard, sir.
Oh, not audible at all.
No,
No,
it's okay. It's okay. For me, it's okay.
no.
Now
we
we are
can-
Is it audible now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah, if it pauses, let me know. I just got a message your internet is unstable. Good, at least it gives you indications. That's always nice. So I was saying that this living long, nobody, there's nobody who says I don't want to live. Even that people who say I don't want to live is because there's so much pressure. They can't handle things. So then I say, no, I want to leave. It's enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. But if the situation was better, then I also always want to live long. That's the norm. That's the norm. And this boy in Kathopanishad, he changes the whole story. And Yama offers him all these great things. Okay, that nobody can refuse. And Swamiji jokes, and if Yama had come and offered me, I would have taken all those things. And all this Vedanta and Panini and Sanskrit and Sandhi and Dirgham and Hasvam and all these things. How long can you deal with all this? At least if people are coming and listening to us and doing homework, we can be happy. A teacher's also not happy. What to do? and this is all we know how to do. We have given up everything for this. And so, there Yamadharma Raja says, after having given you all this, and then, oh, forgot to give you something. Because long life also you need to enjoy all this. Suddenly you die means what is the use of all this, right? So you have to write a will and then somebody else gets all these things. That's crazy. And so he says, Shatayushav putra pautran vrinishva. Shatayushav putra pautran vrinishva. Putra pautran, good. But Shatayushaha also needed. Otherwise I can't enjoy my family. And so, Shatayushaha. Then, Yavadichasi Sharadaha. He says, Swayancha Jiva Sharado Yavadichasi. For the second time, he repeats the same thing. Again, we're making sure this one has heard, the boy has heard what he said. Okay. And again, Vrinishva Vittam Chirajivi Kancha. Chirajivi Kancha. So, and three times he says, Sloka number 1, 23, 24 in Kathopanishad. And then our boy, he's in a different level altogether. He says, Api Sarvam Ala Alpameva. Api Sarvam Jivitam Alpameva. He says, however long I live, compared to the scheme of things, it will still be small. For in the eyes of many people, it may be long life. But then, compared to Brahmaji's life, it is going to be very short. Because Brahmaji's life we saw in the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Viduhu Ratrims Yuga Sahasrantam Aharyat Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vido Janaha. Like that it comes. He talks about the length of Brahmaji's life. 100 Brahma years. One Brahma year is 2000 Chatur Yugas. One Brahma year is 365 Brahma days. One Brahma days is 2000 Chatur Yugas. One Chatur Yuga is 4 Yugas. One Yuga is Chatur Yuga. One Chatur Yuga is 4 Yugas. And that is so and so. Kali Yuga plus. And so Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. Now I repeated so many times, but I think some of you must have got it, right? 432,000 years, that is same as 4,32,000. And then twice that, 832,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 times that, 4,032,000. 4,320,000 years is one Chatur Yuga. Multiply that by 1,000, etc. You get the idea. 365, all these things. So he's saying, Api sarvam jivitam alpameva. Boy understands. And then he also adds one more statement. Ati dirghe ko ramete. Who is going to be happy with long life? That too very long. Ati dirghe, not dirghe. Ati dirghe. At some point they're going to get tired of living. That's what this boy is saying. He thinks life is not going to be that easy. That's what he's saying. And so, some little life you give them, and that's about it. And so, Mrityam Atyeti, becoming immortal, it has nothing to do with time. Becoming immortal is recognizing that one is immortal. Immortality cannot be achieved by karma. This is so important to remember. If religions could talk like this, I'm telling you, the humanity would be a much more enlightened humanity. And people say you will go to heaven and be there, live there ever after. How they can say something like this? It's mind-boggling. And time has to be properly understood. Only Vedanta does this properly. And other religions, I give credit to all quote-unquote tribal. We say tribal religions and all. No. The really enlightened people are living in tribes. That is what my feeling is. I'm coming to that conclusion now, slowly. That's where they are. They are the ones. If you look at their language and customs and all that, that's what it tells us. They celebrate the whole thing and life, death, and so forth. And it's a culture that celebrates it must know a lot more. There is a reason why they celebrate it. And so, even in this sloka number 3, we saw Tyage naike amritatva manashu na karmana na prajaya. Tyage naike amritatva manashu. Same here also. Mrityam atyeti. There amritam. Anashu. People gain immortality. Like that we saw earlier. And how come? Why should Nachiketa reject all these things? A. Shvabhavaha. Nachiketa himself gives the reason. In one word, he just finishes off everything that Yama offered him. Shvabhavaha, he uses the word. Shvabhavaha means what? A. Anything you give me will create an anxiety in me. Why it will create anxiety? Shvaha bhavati va nava. Tomorrow, will it be there or not? That anxiety I will get, it seems. This boy is saying. It's all a package deal. Thali. So this one will be there, and then something kadava also will be there. So that is all. That's how this life is. That boy reminds us. And so here, Jnatva, by knowing is the key here. That this immortality is my essence, is my nature. That's what we are studying in Advaita Vedanta. knowledge doesn't change anything, really speaking. Suppose I got a message, your meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay, just for your information. So, knowledge will do nothing. It changes nothing except something happening in the head. It changes nothing. It doesn't change me. It doesn't change anybody around me. It doesn't change the world around me. It doesn't change my resume. It doesn't change my hunger. Hunger comes and goes. It comes and goes. I have to take care of this body. So everything, nothing changes with knowledge. Nothing. Then what happens? Knowledge removes ignorance. That thing it does. Like the guy who was searching for his glasses. Very important piece of knowledge. From Upanetri. Okay. Asi. Okay. Upanetri Tvam Asi. Maybe that's how I should say. The language has to change. Upanetri. Tat Upanetri Tvam Asi. Okay. You are the guy who already has the glasses in your possession. Okay, Upanetri. And so, what it does is, it dispels the ignorance. That's all it does. Then what happens? When the ignorance is gone, all the notions that the ignorance had created, all the notions, all the conclusions that I made as a result of that ignorance. When I see a snake, then I make a lot of conclusions, even though that was based on ignorance. All the conclusions based on that, all the fear that was born of that notion, it is a notion. See how important that word notion is for us. Notion means a conclusion that is not true to the fact. That is what is the conclusion. A belief in something that is not true to what the reality is, which is not real, something like that we can say. That's a notion. And such a notion becomes deeply entrenched. And so then that ignorance caused notions go away. Knowledge uproots the entire body of notions. And so ignorance born error. Ignorance born error is all gone. In succession, at the same time, when the ignorance goes away. And so, knowledge doesn't remove fear directly. Knowledge can only remove ignorance. It cannot remove fear. Like when you turn on, when the room is pitch dark, you turn on the light. When you turn on the light, you see a lot of things. Hey, the light did not create all those things. Light cannot create anything. It did not create you. You're also there. All the things in the room that was there are there. The table is there. The chair is there. Everything is there. It created nothing. Then what did it do? It dispelled darkness. And once the darkness is dispelled, then all the symptoms of darkness, the symptoms of darkness is what? Just invisibility of things. All that it removes. Same way here also. Here also means what? What does it do here? Here, I have assumed myself to be what? To be a mortal. Jayate, vriyate. I've assumed I'm born. And everybody, not just me, because everybody knows my date of birth also. And so, jayate. And then vriyate. This body is going to die. Jayate, vriyate, vakadachit. Ayam bhutva bhavita va bhuyaha. Ayam bhutva, having become, then it lives for a while and then it comes back again. Comes back again. Anajaha, anajaha, anityam. I hope you figured out what I'm saying. Anajaha, anityam, ashashvataha. Ashashvataha, temporary. My life is just a small speck in the whole thing. But I think I'm a permanent guy until I figured out, until I get a little older. So, ashashvataha, apuranaha. This is my idea. Shastram has to come and negate all that. Instead of saying, you're saying jayate. No, it is na jayate. You're saying miryate. Na mriyate, na jayate, mriyate va kadachit. Ayam bhutva bhavita bhuyaha. No, no. Na ayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaha. This coming and going, punarapi jananam, punarapi mananam is not there for you. You're saying jaha, you're saying anajaha. No, you're ajaha. You're saying anityam. No, nityam. Ajo nityam. You're saying ashashvataha. No, shashvataha. You're saying apuranaha. No, you are puranaha. You are the ancient. Ancient. Some native cultures use the word ancient for the jiva. So they have ideas. They have a lot of ideas. If you leave people by themselves, they will be smart, they will be intelligent, they can figure it out. Going all places and colonizing them and ruining their cultures is not at all the right thing to do. So therefore, this is the idea. This is the only possibility of immortality. There is no any other immortality is not possible, does not exist. Does not exist at all. And so that's why he says, now he says, na anyaha pantha, na anyah pantha vimuktaye. There is no other immortality. This is all immortality is. Either immortality is already there or it doesn't exist. Not possible at all. No chance. That's what he's saying here. Na anyah pantha vimuktaye. Knowledge removes the notion of bondage. This is the only possibility that is there. Sometimes, if you look at the talks that are going on, sometimes people criticize Advaita Vedantis. They say, these people talk about knowledge all the time and they have no value for karma at all. Karma means duty, so forth. You can see that can't be further from the truth, correct? A true Advaita Vedanta teacher, if the person knows what is what, for that person karma becomes very important, correct? Even though jnanam is so important, karma becomes important because why karma is important? Chittasya shuddhaye karma natu vastupalabdhaye. Here only in Viveka Chudamani we saw, not here but in the on Wednesday classes. So chitta shuddhi is so important and karma only can give chitta shuddhi. That which helps me appreciate what this Nanyaf Pantha Vimuktaye, only Chitta Shuddhi can give me that ability to grasp the statements of the Upanishad. And so, karma is so important. And so, the real Vedantis, they are very practical. Very practical they are. They will not take shortcuts. They will not advise others to take shortcuts. Nothing. If you have seen Swamiji, you can see that. How he guided us and taught these kinds of facts. And so, we don't say karma is useless and all that. We say karma cannot give moksha, but you need karma for chitta shuddhi. Very simple it is, very simple. So it is like the boy who came and the parents came complained to Swamiji. Swamiji, look at this boy. He is not at all eating food. And what happened? Vikram, what happened? No, Guruji, you only said if you don't study, you won't, studies are so important. Without studying properly, your life will get wasted. Therefore, I am studying. So you gave up everything else. That's it. No going out, spending an hour playing here and there. No food also. It's good. That's how it is. So we are always looking for one thing to do. Just tell me one thing I should do properly. That's it. That's all. We are all recipe based. And tell me that one thing. So this guy wanted that one thing. And then Swamiji has to educate him. Hey, you can't do that. Yes, studies are important. But if you're not alive, then what study? Who will study? You are sitting in the hospital, nobody, you can't study. So, like that, karma is very important for us also. And that is why, even in the Upanishads, We are going to see in the Mundaka also. Satyena labhyas tapasa hyeshaha.